If you want a surefire way to fail as a new supplement company, listen up. I have 10 juicy things for you to guarantee that you fail as a supplement company. And the reason why I'm making this video is because recently we hit our first $500,000 in a single month for a Shopify supplement company. And we pretty much have it down now to a science on the exact things you can do to guarantee that you're unsuccessful and you fail inside your company. So I'm going to go over them. So the intention of this is you do the opposite of it and you won't be unsuccessful and you'll actually see some success. So if you do the opposite of what I'm going to go talk about in this video, you can implement this into your supplement company and go make tons of money. So number one, if you want to fail miserably, you want to make sure that your average order value times your conversion rate is going to be below $250. So if you take a $61.91 average order value and times it by 5.74% with the conversion rate, that will equal $355.36. This would be too high if you want to fail miserably, and this is actually what our clients' average order value and conversion rate was when they hit their first $500,000 month, which is a record month for their business. Again, it's too high if you want to fail miserably. So number two, you're going to want to make sure that you're less than 3,000 reviews on Trustpilot. In the pet supplement space, if you have too many reviews, people will start to trust your brand and you will have credibility, and they'll start basically like thinking that your stuff actually works. And if people think that your stuff actually works, you're gonna probably have a hard time failing as a supplement company. So you're gonna wanna make sure that you're below 3,000 reviews on Trustpilot. The third thing is you wanna make sure product labeling would have lots of text, and it's very hard to understand what your product actually solves. So instead, only focus on flavors rather than, hip and joint or stress and anxiety or things that clearly state what problem that you solve. Number four, you want to make sure that your branding is not professional, it's not clean, and it looks pretty dull and childish and kind of tacky. Number five, you want to make sure that all of your customers are going to be paying for shipping, even if they spend above $39 or $49. Always just throw on, a $7 shipping when they're heading out to check out. Number six, you're going to want to make sure that you do not have an in-depth FAQ section. So, as they're scrolling through their page, they're going to have questions. And if you answer those questions in the FAQ section, well, then they might actually buy the product. So you want to make sure that you don't include an FAQ section, so that way your brand is not successful and they just jump off their page and not pay you any money. Number seven, you're going to make sure that your product and messaging solves everything instead of one specific problem. So, you solve gut health, you solve hip and joint, you solve, tons of different things. And it seems like you're kind of like an overall wellness rather than being the best at solving one specific problem. So, make sure you're unclear with that and it's a little bit cluttered in your messaging and on your website, your creative, your actual product description, everything. That's definitely a surefire way to make sure that, you do not get sales for your supplement company. Number 8 is going to be branding on Instagram is a 3 out of 10. So when people bounce off your ads and verify if you are legit and you seem like a brand that they should trust to spend money with you, when they bounce off and check you out on Instagram, make sure you have content that doesn't answer a lot of their questions. Make sure your branding doesn't really look like a real brand. They're like, oh, like, should I even trust this company? That's how you want to feel. That's how they should feel if you want to make sure that they are not buying your products. Number 9, you want to make sure you do not include any sort of risk reversal, no guarantees. So not a 40-day money back guarantee that they could try out the product and see if it works, and if it doesn't work, they could just ship it back. Don't include anything like that because this way, if they are on the fence, it's not going to push them over the fence to want to buy your products. And then number 10, make sure you do not have any long form YouTube content with honest reviews of your product. So if somebody, there's something called dark social. So it's the reviews behind, or it's the reviews behind the reviews on your website. It's what people are saying behind the reviews on your website. You want to make sure that if they type in your company or your products on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, they don't see anything. It's like your company doesn't even exist. There's no honest reviews on your product when they type your company in on YouTube. So this will guarantee that there's no long form content to help build trust and credibility with your products. A real person saying your product is the stuff. It works like a gem. Don't have any of that on YouTube, because then you might actually get some sales from that. And that's pretty much it. So make sure you do those 10 things if you want to make sure you have a supplement company that fails. This is exactly what our client did the opposite of to hit their first $500,000 in sales. So just keep this in mind. And of course, I hope this video is helpful. Obviously, this is a little bit of a joke. Do the opposite of what I mentioned, and you actually will start to see momentum in your brand. And these are the exact things that helped our client really scale and hit a record month for their business. So hope you find this video valuable. If you do, go ahead and subscribe. I'll be putting more content out like this, and enjoy.